Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm going to be teaching you how to use tanks in Hearts of Iron 4. So the first thing that we're going to do is you're going to go into your tech tree and you're going to research tanks. See, this guide is for no step back. So if you have no idea what I'm looking at, you don't have the required tools to use this. So the tank chassis that you want to use, you always want to use the most modern one simply because of the reliability bonuses and the overall armor in it. See how it went from 80 to 100% reliability. So always stay up to date, except like if you're playing super late game, then you can use modern tanks. But I'm not the biggest fan of modern tank chassis. I usually just stick with the 1943 mediums. They're pretty cheap, pretty easy to use. So you can also make sure you keep your engine tech up to date. So then you're going to come over here. You always want to go down the artillery line for things. You can go down the anti-tank line, but you don't get something. You don't get the medium howitzer super early. You get it like down, and I think it's in 1941. And you want to get this as soon as you can. So you want to be researching this about 1938, and you want to be researching the tank about 1937. So for your industry, you're going to want to use dispersed. I always use dispersed; it's always the best. And then for your radio tech, you want to use your radio tech all the way up until I believe it's 1940. That way you get the best possible radio. This gives you a 60% defense boost and a 40% breakthrough, which the breakthrough is crucial for tanks. So looking at the tank here, this is the tank that we'll be using: a 3-man turret, a medium howitzer, um, either a if you don't have the second gen, which you get in 1942 from the artillery branch, then the first gen's fine. But um, best medium howitzer you can fit on there, a the best radio possible, and then you want to do wet ammunition storage, or not a second radio. You want to do the wet ammunition storage, a heavy machine gun for just a little bit extra soft attack, and easy maintenance. So and then for the armor, you're going to want to do riveted armor or welded armor. I don't like the welded because it costs chromium, and I'm not a big fan of chromium. You kind of just want to keep the tungsten and steel. But yeah, and then for the engine, you're going to want to use the gasoline engine, and you want to stay above 8 kilometers per hour, whether you're going mechanized or motorized. And then your reliability, you want to keep above 70%. Since I'm using the newer tank model, the 1943 model, uh, like reliability isn't really an issue for me, but it will be if you're using the 1938. That's why I recommend staying up to date with your tank models, because I've watched a few videos, and I know some other people are like, oh, it doesn't really matter which one, it's just more expensive. But I personally prefer to keep up to date with it to keep that reliability up that way. And you can also add a tank company now. When every country has different companies, so it's really up to you on that. So yeah, that's how to design the tank. And now you can just throw it into production and start mass producing them. Now we're going to talk about the how to design the template. So what you want to do is you want to add recon, motorized recon. For so what the recon does is it lets your commander or whoever's in charge of the units in battle pick better tactics to counter the enemy. I mean, it's really in like the nitty gritty of all of it, but it helps a lot. And then you want to do logistics company for the so when your unit gets attacked, people die, and when people die, you lose experience. So to use the field hospital, it helps with losing. It helps with keeping your experience after combat, and so you'll get like super good bonuses to your units. And the logistics company is great for supply. It like if you're fighting anywhere except like France, then which is like majority of the planet is not France, thankfully. Um, you're gonna be wanting a logistics company, maintenance company for the overall reliability, and then engineer company to give the unit some defense. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to have um, about nine medium tank units, and then five motorized units, or you can do 5 and 5 or 9 and 5. And this is the overall tank template. It's 8.6 kilometers per hour. Soft attack's insane. Or and then about 1940, you can switch it over to mechanized. This is where the 8 kilometers comes into play. See, if you don't want to go mechanized, and you just want to basically go off of speed, you can go back over here and increase your engine up to 12 kilometers per hour, or somewhat roughly. And then after doing that, you can go if you go back to um, your unit design, it'll say 11.6 kilometers per hour, and that unit is fast. I don't think it really just needs to be above 8 kilometers per hour for that speed. But if you want to, you can do that as well. And then now we're going to come over here to doctrines. So the doctrine that's best for the tanks is mobile warfare doctrine. This is the doctrine that Germany starts out with. America starts out with superior firepower. So you can always switch over here. And then modern blitzkrieg is great for the tanks, especially in the tactics. Amazing. 10 out of 10. So those are the doctrines you can use. So the spirit, the army spirits, you can really like. This doesn't really matter too much. I prefer maneuver warfare with relief of command, because like even not when I'm not even like using tanks, I'll still use this one because of the army experience it gives me, just to like help with getting more doctrines fast. And then I'll use bold attack. I mean, embrace the future is okay, but like again, you're still going to be using infantry when using tanks, so you're going to want to use bold attack. And then you're also going to want to get for all the army XP. Like a good way to gain army XP is through this. You can also send attaches to other countries, but that doesn't really matter too much. As long as you get army XP, you're fine. So that's how you design tanks, and that's how you design the tank unit. This unit has been phenomenal for me, whether it's a 5 and 5, or a 9 and 5 unit. Absolutely amazing. Um, so yeah, that's how to design tanks. That's how to use tanks, and that's how to design a tank template.